We say a bracha every single morning. We say many brachas. In fact, there's 18 brachas which are parallel to Shemona Esrei. Every morning we say when we wake up, and one of them is Pokeach Ivrim, who opens my eyes, who opens my eyes. It's interesting wording, Pokeach, because Pokeach doesn't just mean opens my eyes so I could see the world. A Pikeach is somebody whose eyes are open not only in his head, but also in his mind. A Pikeach is somebody who has a very clear insight in everything we're going on. And I'd like to share with you that my father, he should be well, Pesach Ben Rachel, is suffering from very, very great problems with his vision. He just was declared legally blind not so long ago. And I'm going to ask everyone listening to the shir if you could do me the greatest favor and to increase your understanding of the bracha of B'keach Ivrim, to say it with extra intention for my father, and as it were for myself as well. My vision has been very not good recently. I just did an eye test yesterday, and it was didn't do so well in it. So this idea of Pokeach Ivrim, that every night we go to sleep and we don't see because we are in a sleeping state, and as it were, we are blinded for the entirety of the night. We wake up and really our vision is returned. When we go to sleep, we don't have a neshama. Our neshama has left our body, and the or einayim, the light of our eyes, is of course connected with the neshama. The Gemara in Avodah Zarah, Daf Chav Ches Amud Beis, says that um, the the Or Einayim is betuvna to the Liba Talia, right? That it's connected with the heart, right? It's connected with the heart. The neshama is connected with the heart, and therefore the ability to see is not just limited to our eyes. Yeah, it's connected to our heart. Our heart is where our ruach is, and our mind is where our neshama lies, and therefore we can't. The ability to see is much higher than just having healthy eyes, but it's also contingent on our neshama and our ruach, the different and the nefesh as well. All these different parts of our neshama which exist in our being, and therefore, when we wake up in the morning and our neshama returns back to our body, then we get back our eyesight. And when we say it, we have to really appreciate what's going on. Somebody who's blind his whole life and suddenly gets his eyesight back, he would be singing and dancing with joy. There's a Chashav Yid who I see often, both in America and Israel. His name is Levi Greenspan, and he unfortunately lost his eyesight at a younger age, and he tries very, very hard to do many, many things with the greatest passion. I see him davening to Hashem, and it's quite an experience to see someone davening so passionately, right? But he lost his eyesight. And I'm sure if someone was able to give it back to him, he would be in the greatest state of joy they could possibly imagine, as most people would be. Right? And while it would be difficult for us on a daily basis to maintain that level of great joy, but to the best of our ability, when we say this bracha, to keep in mind that our eyesight has been given back to us, right? It's been returned, and it's a gift, right? In fact, all of the brachas, all the 18 brachas that we say every morning of Birkas HaShachar, they're all gifts, whether it be the ability to walk, whether it be the ability to that we're not a slave, right? That all of these gifts that we were given, right? That we can stand up, that we can straighten ourselves out. All of these gifts that we were given are gifts. And the more we appreciate these gifts, the more we will enjoy them, number one, and the more we will be privileged to have them. So therefore, I'll conclude on this note is that my father, Pesach Ben Rachel, was recently declared legally blind, and it's very, very painful for him not to have his eyesight. So therefore, I ask um, a request from listeners to the shir for the next week, for the next week or so, or as long as you're able to keep this up, if you could say this bracha with special passion, Pukeach Ivrim, and think about the special gift you're given. And in that merit, my father's eyesight should be preserved as much as possible. And I myself had also been suffering with eye problems recently. It should be a merit for myself as well, and for all those suffering from eye difficulties. Everybody who is suffering from eye difficulties should be healed. Rashi said in Parshas Yisro that by Har Sinai, everyone, even all the blind people, were given their vision back. And perhaps we can understand this, that, as we said, that the eyesight is not just contingent on a person's, the health of one's eyes, but it's contingent on the strength of one's neshama. By Har Sinai, everyone reached a very, very highly elevated level. Their neshamas became very powerful, and therefore their eyesight was restored, even those people who were blind. Therefore, everybody, if we could all, as much as possible, for the next week or so, as long as we can maintain that, have special intention in the blessing of Pukeach Ivrim, that Hashem opens our eyes, and really understand that at night we're really blind. Our neshama has been taken away from us, and we really are blinded for the night. And when we given back our eyesight in the morning, we should think about the tremendous simcha that a blind person would have if we'd given his eyesight back, and try, b'zer anpin, to a small extent, to emulate that tremendous joy that we would have upon being given our eyesight back, and to come back to that realization and recognition, to come to that recognition, listen, of the tremendous, tremendous gift that we were given in the return of our eyesight. And in the merit of that, my father, Pesach ben Rachel, and myself, Tennille Yaakov and Nancy, we should have healthy eyes, and all those who are suffering from eye difficulties should have healthy eyes. And all of Klal Yisrael, we should get back to that point that we had on Har Sinai of a true revelation of Hashem's presence, to the point where our neshamas are elevated, that everyone who has eye problems will have restored to the highest level, and their true and Mashiach should come, and we should see with the eyes of our mind, our head, and the eyes of our mind, the Bias Goyal quickly. Amen. Came to it.